Hey, GCMS families, Mr. Willis here, and I just want to give you a quick run through of some things that you are going to see as we go into our first remote learning day tomorrow. And so, this is just a basic walkthrough of Google Classroom, which I know a lot of you will be using. So, when your student gets to Google Classroom, they're going to see a screen that looks kind of like this. You'll see all the potential classes that they have enrolled in, which is something that they've already done here at school. This is a sample account, so we've got all kinds of stuff that is in this one. And for today, I'm going to go to Miss Gibson's first hour language arts class. And so, whichever class your student needs to go to do their work, they will just click on that class. Now, one of the first things we always like to point out is that you have some tabs at the top. And it likes to start at this stream tab, but that is kind of a mess. It just lists everything in the order in which it was added. There's no organization. So don't try to find things in the stream. Always go to Classwork because there things are much more organized. You can see how she has a couple of topics here, and it's easy to find your assignments there as long as you're looking in the Classwork tab. Now, some other things you'll note when you're looking at this, assignments that you still have to complete are going to show up with like a lit up button next to it. So since she has a purple theme, this one's lit up purple. Stuff that you've already finished will have more of like a grayed out button next to it. And so that's a quick way to see what you need to do, what have you already finished. Now, if you're going to look at an assignment like this All About You assignment, when you click it, you're going to get a little bit of a preview here. So this shows just what some of the files are that she's attached, her directions and things like that. But it really isn't everything. To really see everything for an assignment, the best thing to do is click this button right down here, View Assignment. Now you see how those files are divided up a little bit. So these are files that she has put on here for you to view, for they have some directions or resources or something. And notice whenever I click on one of these, if you look up at the top, it opens in a new tab. So when I'm done looking at this, all I need to do is click back here on the All About You tab, and I'm back where all of my files are. I'm back in Google Classroom. Files over here are files for you to work on as a student. So in this case, Miss Gibson has made a couple of templates that she wants you to fill out. And if I click one of them, it's going to once again open up in a new tab, and you'll see there are points, things here where she wants you to look at, potentially, fill in your name, fill in different things. Another thing you might see over in this section called Your Work is an Add or Create button. And sometimes in the directions, the teacher might say, hey, you go ahead and you create your own Google Doc or your own Google slideshow to complete this assignment. And so if you just hit the plus sign, there's a number of different options here. There's the docs, slides, sheets, things that are directly in Google Drive. You have things like attach a link, which means you're going to link to a website where maybe you did something that you want to show your teacher, or upload a file from your Google Drive or from the hard drive of your computer if you're using something a little different. But there's many ways to get your work attached here. And the key is, before you push this turn in button, make sure that all of your work up here is in this section and that it's done. Okay? Couple final things before we leave this. You have two comment sections, and these can be really useful. Just make sure you use them wisely. This is not the place for you to just shout, hey, what's up? Oh, wow, look at that. Come on. You have class comments. These are for if you're doing some sort of a class discussion. So everyone in your class can see whatever comments that you would put in the class comments. The other section over here is the private comments. And that's if, let's say, you have a question for Ms. Gibson that you just want to ask her. You don't necessarily need the rest of the class to see it. You'd want to put that in a private comment. Ms. Gibson will see it. She'll be able to answer your question, but it doesn't go to everybody else. And once you have finished an assignment, you can, of course, hit the turn in button. Now, hopefully you've done more work than I have. I'm just hitting turn in kind of as an example. It's going to say, hey, here's all the stuff you're turning in. Are you sure it's ready to go? Then you hit turn in. It will switch from purple, and it now has an unsubmit button. So that is, if you realize, oh, geez, I actually didn't finish that correctly, you can hit unsubmit and you can fix things and then resubmit it. But at that point, you're done with the assignment. You can click back up here to see everything else that you have in your Classwork tab. And if there's other assignments, they'll fill in here and you can continue to work on those. So that's the basics of Google Classroom. There's plenty more that you can kind of see of all the different files and stuff teachers can attach, and we'll do more throughout the year. But hopefully that helps you just knowing where to go, how to get started. I hope you have a great first Wednesday as we learn remotely.